everyone, and welcome to the Shrewsbury Public Library podcast, your source to the events, the news, the people, and the exclusive behind-the-scenes look at the Shrewsbury Public Library. I'm one of your hosts, Dana, and I'm here with my other host.
I am Mike Zeller. I'm the assistant director at the library, and I guess I'm Dana's co-host now.
Yeah, I wrangled you into this. I bamboozled you.
You can tell the difference between the professionalism of that Dana's got some real broadcasting experience.
I have a face for radio. What can I say?
He's not just like, oh, it's me.
Yeah, I've done this once or twice.
A few times.
A few times. So for those of you guys that don't know out there, I'm the technology specialist here. I worked in AV for a super long time, and now I'm over here doing technology at the library, and it's been great. So far, I've been here for 9 months, and it's been really, really good. I've been enjoying myself here. So
we like to hear that.
Yeah,
I've been here for almost 10 years now.
Oh, wow.
I was doing this is we're going into my 10th year. Yeah.
Ooh, wow.
I started out as the electronic resources librarian, and now I'm the assistant director.
Ooh. Well, we have to buy you an anniversary cake.
Yeah.
Get you a gold watch or something like that too. You know.
I'm sure the town will spring for that.
Yeah. We'll see, huh? All right. So, anywho, we're here with our head director here at the library, Priya Rathnam. Hello and welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Dana. It's my pleasure to be here.
All right. So, as the top dog, the head honcho, the big boss here, welcome to the show. And so I figured for our first show, you'd probably be the best candidate, the victim/candidate to have on the show here.
Or the guinea pig.
Our guinea pig. Yeah, there we go. To have you on here. And so first and foremost, we'd like to hear a little bit about you. I'm sure, a lot of the folks, we call you folks the patrons who come in and out of our library and use this place, may see Priya walking around, talking to people, in meetings, here and there, doing all kinds of different things. What exactly is it that you do around here? In a nutshell, what would you say your main job is here?
Very difficult to say that.
I know.
Describe that, Dana.
It's a blanket question. Yeah.
Yes. So I plan for the future. Currently, I'm planning a strategic plan for the library for the years 25 through 30. So I'm thinking of the big picture and thinking about the future, planning for excellent services at the library. Then I have to look at the past when I'm submitting reports to the town, to the state, and give details about what we have been doing in the past year. So when I am in the current moment, I'm making decisions about the library closing early because of snow, as I had to do today. Or worry about the elevator not working, or the air conditioning or heat not working, etc. But my main job is to welcome the people to the library. I love everyone that comes to the library and makes use of our services. And I love my job because I get to meet so many people.
All right. And you live in town too, right?
I do.
Yeah.
I do live in town. An interesting fact is that I've lived longest in Shrewsbury. I've lived here for 18 years.
Right.
And surprisingly, that's the longest that I've lived in any town or city.
Wow, all right.
I grew up in India and came to the U.S. As an adult with a family and kids and made Shrewsbury my home. Very, very happy about that. I came to Massachusetts, lived in another town for 3 years, and then moved to Shrewsbury. And I've been associated with the library ever since I came here.
All right.
I started as a volunteer and then started as a library page, and enrolled in grad school at the same time to get a master's degree in library science because I fell in love with this library.
Wow, what a story. Wow, it's a romance story right there, yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Now,
yes.
what did you do before this?
Oh,
did you have a previous career?
In my previous life, I was a school teacher.
No kidding.
Yes.
Get out of town.
Yes,
Wow. All right.
yeah, and education and library science are kind of related, so
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
not too difficult to understand how I got involved with the library. And it was the perfect time for me to reinvent myself and have a new career.
Oh, that's great. Fantastic. Wow, what a neat story. Oh, I understand Mike probably knows all this, but this is all news to me. So,
Good. I'm glad you're my interviewer today.
yeah. Well, I mean, what a cool success story. You know what I mean? Just, again, that's sort of starting as a volunteer and then here you are. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? That's amazing. That's
Yeah,
great.
I've worn many hats while during my tenure here. I worked in the children's department. I was a children's librarian. Loved working with children and families. Then I moved to adult services. I was the reference librarian, and then became the assistant director. And for the past 3 years, I've been the library director.
Yeah. Up the ladder. Wow.
It's a great privilege to serve this community.
That's amazing. It's just interesting because, you have some people who may just get into a job, but the fact that you've had such a journey through all this and wearing all these hats, that's amazing. That's great.
Thank you.
All right. Yeah. So you've got some serious history here. That's great.
Yeah, the American dream does come true.
Yeah, yeah.
You have to work hard, find your opportunities, find your passion.
Absolutely.
And
yeah.
the American dream is true.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Wow, that's fantastic news. Wow. So while we have you here, I figured, hey, it'd be a little fun to play a little bit of a game. Everybody says I definitely missed my calling. I should have been a game show host. But here I am. Here I am doing that. What's the?
We're the consolation prize here.
Is it living vicariously? Is that the right term?
Yeah,
sort of. Yeah. So we're going to be playing a game of 2 truths and a lie. Oh boy.
With me?
Oh yeah. And Mike's coming along too.
Yep.
So we're going to see how this is going to go. So you've come up with 3 different truths and a lie segments here. So Mike, you want to help us kind of get through this? See if we can, between you and me, we'll see who's gonna. We'll be taking points here, right?
I do know the answers to some of these already.
Geez.
So
I know the answers to 0 of them. So you may win, but hey, who knows? I may get the leg up at some point. We'll see.
yeah.
We'll see.
Although the first question we kind of answered that already, right?
Oh,
Yes.
yeah, behind the scene. Okay, so
Yeah,
we're going to
we
go
did.
through 2 of these then. We'll kind of go through 2 of them. All right, here. So Priya, go ahead and we know a little bit about your career, but let's talk a little bit about you outside of the library, off the clock. So, do you have any hobbies and interests?
Sure. Outside of reading books?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Outside of reading books.
Well, we all read books in the light, right? We just read during.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yes, I should have said
Library
that.
stereotype, I should say. Yeah.
Yes, I should have said as a director, that's
Yeah.
what I do. Spend
Yeah.
a lot of time reading
Sure.
books.
I'm always poking my head into Priya's office, and she's
Yeah.
I have to yell a few times because she's just so focused. She doesn't hear me.
Well, at the same time, though, to break that mold and that stereotype of the library, we offer a ton of other valuable resources other than books. Here we have newspapers, magazines, DVDs, Blu-rays, music CDs,
Video games.
video games, board games. We have what's called a library of things. We have physical items like a guitar and a baby seat and cooking tools and all kinds of great things that you guys can take out. And I've definitely taken advantage of that plenty of times. I've taken out the ice cream maker and the bread maker and all kinds of odds and ends. And
Did you took the air fryer too, right?
I just took the air. Yeah, we have a
Oh.
brand new air fryer here that you folks can take out, and it's great. My little girl loves it because I can cook up her chicken nuggets in like 2 minutes, and she's happy as a clam. So anywho, back to your interests and whatnot outside of the library, hobbies and interests. Tell us a little bit more about yourself here.
Okay, Dana. I love listening to music, specific genres of music, and we're going to play this game of 2 truths and a lie, and this is related to my interest in music. So one of you can answer this.
I'll let Dana go first because I
Okay.
know.
Okay.
Okay. I've attended the Coachella Music Festival. I've attended an Indian classical music festival in Cleveland, Ohio. I've attended a music festival in Chennai, India.
Okay. So I know you grew up in India, so I'm assuming we're gonna check that one as a truth. I'm assuming.
Could be a trap.
Could be a trek. I know. Now Cleveland, Ohio. It's quite a trek from here. I've never been to Ohio. You been to Ohio, Mike?
I have, yeah. I was
Recently.
in very recently.
Oh,
I
that's
went
right.
to,
Yeah,
the-
that's
the-
right.
the
Well,
town manager
okay.
sent me to Cincinnati for
Yeah.
something.
Okay. All right. And Coachella. Boy, oh boy, Coachella. That, from what I understand, those are pricey tickets to get there, huh? Oh boy, it's quite an exclusive event. I think you have to wear all kinds of body paints and crazy hats and feathers and all kinds of stuff. Boy,
Can't
I
you
don't know.
just picture me that way?
Yeah.
Oh boy, oh boy. Okay, I'm gonna go on Mike's advice and say that there could be a trap laying in the depths of this question here. So, boy, oh boy. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna say it's the Indian Classic Music Festival in Cleveland, Ohio. Mike, what do you say?
Well, so I actually don't 100% know this one. I do know, though, that you have attended the Indian Classical Music Festival in Cleveland, Ohio, because we talked about it. But
Mike and I have worked together for too many years.
yeah, too long.
Too long.
I
Yeah,
picked the wrong co-host to do this with. Jeez Louise.
yeah, I'm pretty sure you've never been to Coachella though, because I don't think we've ever talked about that. So, yeah, I'm going with Coachella that you.
What's your final answer, Dana?
Well, oh, jeez. No. Jeez, I don't know. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna go with Mike too and say it's Coachella. But you know what's gonna happen? It's gonna be. We're gonna have this wrong. This was a.
I
This
feel
was
like
a trap.
I feel like Priya and I would have talked about that, but I suppose I could be wrong.
Who knows? This could be some super secret thing that
Yeah.
she just does
I
not.
know that I didn't
Right.
disclose.
That's what I'm saying. It could any possibility could happen here. All right. Let's see. What could it be?
Okay, I'm sorry to disappoint you, but I have not been to Coachella.
Okay. All right then.
And I have attended an Indian classical
Yeah.
music festival in Cleveland, Ohio. And I was really surprised when I first heard about that, in the Midwest.
Sure.
One would be surprised to see that there is an annual classical Indian music festival that goes on there.
Wow.
That there are lots of Indian immigrants on the East Coast, West Coast, in Texas, Atlanta, different places. But
Yeah.
Cleveland, Ohio, well, they do have a big Indian population. And they invite musicians from India for this festival that happens in April. And it's an amazing event.
Cool.
And I went to that a few years ago and had a fantastic time.
All right. Very cool. Very neat. All right. And speaking of music, I did want to make a good plug about some of our great resources that we have here, including our Freegal app. Do you guys want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, I'll talk about Freegal for a few minutes. So, for those of you who don't know, Freegal is a music database, basically a music platform database, and it has two features to it. And these are both free to anyone who has a Shrewsbury Public Library card. The first is you can actually download free, totally free MP3s from Freegal, and they are yours to keep once you've downloaded them. I believe right now we have 5. You can do 5 a week. They've got the entirety of, or almost the entirety of Sony's music catalog, but I know they have a lot of other stuff too. There's a lot of really indie, unique, different kinds of things there. Sony has a lot of music, or has a lot of movie soundtracks in their catalog. So if you're looking for stuff from a film or a TV show, that's a really good place to look. And you can also stream music from Freegal too. You get that I don't remember off the top of my head. I think it's like 3 or 5 hours a week or something of streaming
Great
music.
for your
So,
daily commute.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
great. It's an excellent database. I know it's one of our more popular ones, but if you haven't given it a try yet, you should definitely take it for a spin.
And they just changed their layout. So it has
They
more
did.
of a Spotify-esque look to it. A little more
Yeah.
user-friendly. you
Yeah,
know?
yeah. The old layout was fine, but
Yeah,
it was just
yeah.
very functional. This is definitely a little bit flashier.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
would
yeah.
say.
Yeah. It's got some flair to it. So,
Yeah.
all right. And like I mentioned, we have CDs here and all kinds of other great stuff.
And all that you need is a Shrewsbury Library
Shrewsbury,
card
yep.
to access all
Yep.
these great resources.
Yep.
Well, that's super interesting, there, Priya. So, what other kind of things are you into when you're off the clock from the library?
Oh, well, I love watching late night comedy shows. I mean, I don't sit up late at night to watch them. I watch the clips on YouTube, but I do love the guys who do late night comedy. And, I've been to New York to watch them live, and I have watched a couple of them. Stephen Colbert's show, the late night. What is it called?
Oh, yeah.
Should
Is
know.
that
Late
the
night
Late
with
Late
Stephen.
Show? Yeah.
Late night
Late
with
night.
Stephen
I think
Colbert.
it's late night with Stephen Colbert.
Yeah, and the Daily Show with Trevor Noah.
All right.
So it was.
Well, not anymore.
I know he's. That's sad that he's just moved on to something else. But I do have a funny story to say about when I went to New York to attend these shows. So, my husband and I had been trying to get the tickets. They're free tickets, but very, very difficult to reserve them the day that you want it.
Yeah.
So we had planned our vacation, and I was looking for tickets. So it was like, go at midnight to this website called One Iota. That's where you get those tickets for all these late night shows, and try and snag a ticket or be lucky enough to get the ticket when you're looking for it, right? So I tried this day after day for the particular time when we had planned to go to New York, and I was trying for the Colbert Show. And one day I was lucky, and it said available, and I was so excited that I picked just one ticket. I did not.
Oops.
I did not go to the drop-down menu to pick two for my husband and myself. And I thought he could log in, and, get his own ticket. I didn't even realize that I could have picked two. So that was a big blunder, of course.
Did he get his ticket or?
Wait till you hear the end of the story. So I grabbed my one ticket and then told him to log in, and nope, he wasn't lucky enough. He couldn't get the ticket. And I felt terrible, but we, of course, decided to go to New York anyway and try our luck with something there, and, to see if he could get into the Fallon show or something else. And unfortunately, he could not, but he did get the Seth Meyers show. So he was able to go into that. But, I mean, if he hadn't been able to go to any of the shows, I would have felt terrible, terrible. But it was a wonderful experience being in the audience for the Stephen Colbert
Oh,
show.
that's great. Oh, super fun.
Yes.
Oh, what a fun story.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
And they tape those in the middle of, people don't always think about it, but they tape that stuff in the middle of the afternoon. They're
It's
not
in the-
taping it live at like midnight.
Right. It's in the evening, actually,
Okay.
but you have to wait for 2 hours to get in, even with the ticket. You got a long line to wait, and then you go in, and they herd you all into one area, and then they say you can't get up. In the middle of the show, you have to sit there. But when I went, they were taping for the Thursday and the Friday show. So he had two guests. I don't remember the names of the guests, but it was a great experience.
Is it one of those things where they have the big applause sign that blinks? And
Oh,
you know?
absolutely,
Yeah? Okay.
absolutely. And before he comes on the stage, there's a sidekick who comes and, tells you what to do, clap when we give the directions,
Oh, okay.
and
Wow.
riles up the crowd and all that stuff.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's
it was a
fun.
very cool experience.
Yeah, very neat. Very neat. All right. So we have one more piece of Two Truths and a Lie. And so what else do we do we like to do off the clock? What else are you into?
So this is something I do when I'm on vacation. You may not know this about me, but I'm fond of adventure sports and have participated in some of them. So you are going to guess what is the truth
Whoa.
and the lie.
Oh,
Again,
boy.
I think Mike might know the answer to this.
I actually don't. This is of your original three. This one I actually don't know.
Okay, then
Whoa.
both of you can
Yeah.
guess.
Whoa, okay.
Okay, are
All
you
right.
ready?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I've gone parasailing in Florida. I've gone ziplining in Alaska. And I've gone bungee jumping in Vancouver. Which is the lie here?
Wow. This is a stumper right here. Wow. I mean, they're all places that are, far away from here, exotic locales, exotic.
Florida.
I mean, hey.
Exotic Florida.
Hey,
I mean, they have palm trees. It's
They
sort
don't,
of-
they're not closing down because of a snowstorm at 5 o'clock today.
No,
I mean,
that's
hey.
true.
Okay, so parasailing, a lot of people do that. That's, go to Florida, the beach. Okay, sure, all right. That could be very truthful. Ziplining's popular. I did it right after I proposed to my wife at the top of Bromley Mountain in Vermont.
With her?
Like,
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
like was it
Yeah.
like right afterwards? Like
We
you-
got
you-
to the top
you
of the
get-
mountain, asked her to marry me. She said yes. She had her ring on, and I was scared to death that it was going to fall out of my pocket on the ski lift up to the top of Bromley Mountain. She said yeah, and then we zip lined down, and I'm thinking, oh God, I hope this thing doesn't slip off her finger on the way down either. But in any case, yeah, that's that. But all right, so ziplining in Alaska. Whoa, what a zinger! Okay, I don't know. That's a tall order right there. And bungee jumping in Vancouver. Wow, I mean that's way up there. That's way up there.
I don't
mean,
think I would do that. I
Oh no, I couldn't do that.
yeah,
no way.
I like fast roller coasters
Yeah.
and that kind of stuff, but I don't think I would ever feel comfortable bungee jumping.
Yeah, no, I don't like being upside down. So.
No.
Oh wow, this is a tough one. Oh boy, obviously the most zany one out there is the bungee jumping in Vancouver. So, okay, well, okay, so which ones are true? Which one is the lie? Let's see here. I definitely think. All right, parasailing in Florida, that one's got to be true. But then again, it could be a trap too. So I don't know.
Just because it's closer?
Well, no, I
Florida?
mean, that's the thing. I mean, it could be one of these zingers where the most normal sounding one could be the lie. So, you know what? Okay, this has to be too good to be true. So my instinct is telling me, I think the parasailing in Florida is the lie because it's too normal, but that's the zinger right there. I think this one's like a trap, but the other ones sound so outrageous, but those ones end up being true. That's what my predictions are going to be.
Yeah, I will say I do think that this question is a trap, but I'm gonna fall into it just so that we have opposite answers. Because I feel pretty confident that you and I have talked about ziplining before, so I do think that one is true. And parasailing is something that I do feel like a lot of people do. But yeah, I'm going to say bungee jumping is the lie, but I'm gonna hedge my bet and say I think I'm falling for the trap.
Okay, all right, drum roll.
Which one are you saying is the false?
The bungee jumping.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sticking with Florida. Oh yeah. I think I got this one down pat.
Okay. Do you want me to reveal
yeah.
the truth?
All right, here we go.
Okay, so I am terrified of water. I don't even swim in the swimming pool.
No kidding. Wow,
But-
you're like a cat.
Yeah, I don't, I'm afraid even of swimming in the swimming pool, as I said.
Wow, okay.
But I did go parasailing in Florida.
Oh boy. Get out of
Yes.
town.
Yeah.
So what gave you the strength and the courage to go do that if you're afraid of water?
Well, you're not in the water when you're
Yeah,
on
yeah,
the...
yeah.
But
You're going above
you
the
have a
water.
50-50 chance of getting into it, right? It's right there.
I guess these places, I mean, there are trained people who are responsible for what you do.
Yeah.
And I just have the confidence that, no freak accidents will happen.
I mean,
well,
don't you-
it's
don't-
taking a big chance,
Do you?
of course.
I mean, when the boat stops, don't you land in it though, or do you land on land?
Usually
no, you do
in the-
land in the water.
You land
Oh.
in the water, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, but then you're tied with all those anchors
Okay,
and all
all
that.
right.
So, yeah, and I'm not afraid of doing stuff with others. So I think my sister-in-law was with me or somebody with me.
Okay, all right.
So I wasn't going by myself. Yes, so I have gone
Ah.
parasailing
Okay. All right.
and I have gone ziplining in Alaska. Again, that was a
Wow.
leap. I mean, I was terrified of that too. Literally a leap
Yeah.
of faith. But an excellent adventure.
All right.
But I've not gone bungee jumping in Vancouver.
Wow.
We were in Vancouver when we heard about an accident, actually, an unfortunate accident with the bungee jumping place at the
Wow.
bungee jumping place. So did not do that. I don't know if I'd try it sometime in the future, but I don't know. I
That-
might.
That was what was kind of making me think it might be a trap, was because I know we've talked about you going to Vancouver, so I was like, is that something that she just didn't mention? And
Yes, the ziplining in Alaska was fun, a lot
Yeah.
of fun, but again, terrifying too.
Yeah. Oh,
Terrifying,
yeah.
terrifying too. There were about 10 of us, and you go on that ledge and you're waiting there. And there was this 18-year-old kid who was the trainer, who was who we had to trust. And he said, "Who wants to go first?" And to my surprise, I raised my hand, and
get
I
it
was
over
the
with.
first. I know, I was the first to go, and my daughter was with me, and she said, "Go, Mom!" And that kid started saying, "Go, Mom!" And everyone said, "Go, Mom!" And I did it.
Wow.
yeah.
Wow. Well, when I did it, I don't know what you call it, the harness that you're in turned backwards. So my whole ride, I was going backwards the whole time. So that still was fun.
Yeah, it is fun. I
Yeah.
mean, they tell you let go of your hands,
Oh,
so you
yeah.
don't have to hold, but you feel that you're controlling it.
Yeah.
So I was holding on very tight to those ropes.
Yeah, super fun. Super fun. So, wow, interesting stuff. Wow. And not to mention, I'm just getting to learn that you've done quite a bit of traveling.
Oh, yes,
In
a
your
lot
day.
of traveling.
A lot of traveling, That's amazing,
Yes.
My wife and I, we love to travel. Obviously, we don't get to do so much anymore because there's a 2-year-old at the house, but we love to do that stuff, and I'm sure my wife would love to hear some of your stories sometime.
Oh, thank you.
So,
Yeah, even when we lived in India, we traveled a lot. We went to a lot of cities
Oh,
because of my
cool.
husband's job, which was a transferable job. So
Wow, all
we've been
right.
to lots of different places.
Cool.
My kids went to various schools, about 7 or 8 schools before they came to the U.S.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Oh, very
And
cool.
the longest I've lived in any one city is actually Shrewsbury.
Yeah, yeah. All
I
right.
love this place.
Awesome. Good to hear. For those that don't know, I am a Shrewsbury native. I've been here all my life, and it is a pretty swell town. So,
Yes.
absolutely. All right.
I am not a Shrewsbury native, and I don't live here currently. I feel like I'm missing out.
Well,
now.
you're right next door in
Yeah, it's
Worcester,
true.
right?
Yeah, I live right next door, and I have been there for a very long time.
Yeah,
now, so.
yeah. Close enough.
Yeah.
Close enough.
And
So,
you work in Shrewsbury, so
Yeah.
Awesome. Good stuff. Well, that was super, super fun to hear.
Thank you.
So good to hear so much more about you. And for our folks who are listening on the airwaves, to hear that our director has had quite an interesting life. Very neat. So not quite the stereotypical stuck into a book kind of thing that so many people might predict, right? For somebody who runs a library, right?
yeah.
You know?
Though I do lead a book group too,
yes,
so
yes.
I do the stereotypical stuff.
Sure.
And sometimes try to get adventurous.
Yeah.
Well, you actually, since you were my predecessor in the assistant director role, and a big part of that role is programming, you kind of founded 2 of our more institutional programs at the library in your time. I don't know if you want to talk about that at all.
Oh, sure, Mike. Thank you. Yes, when I was a children's librarian, I started bilingual story times, and that was a new initiative at our library. And then when I became the adult services librarian, I started an English conversation circle program for adults who want to improve their fluency in English and gain confidence in order to get jobs, etc. And I think that's been a very, very fulfilling experience. It's been going on now for over 11 years at the library, 12 years. And I've passed on the baton to Mike, who's keeping it up and
trying to.
Yes,
So
and
it's a lot. It's a lot of. I mean, Priya knows it's a lot. You really, people are dependent upon you. So
right. I'd still consider it my baby.
Yes.
So so now we both of us work together to ensure that it's a successful program.
All right.
So, yeah, anyone who wants to improve their English speaking skills can attend our English Conversation Circle program in person or on Zoom.
Fantastic. All right. So we have a number of very cool events coming up in the month of February of 2023 that I'd love to go through, so everybody gets to hear about all the exciting things that are happening here.
And this is just tip of the iceberg too.
Oh,
We have way more than this, but these are the kind of the highlights. The quick and dirty descriptions of programs.
Absolutely. Yeah, we have so much stuff going on. Yeah, it's funny too. One thing I did want to mention. Some people probably don't even realize how busy this place is on a daily basis. Sometimes you get people who may say, quiet library, reading book. Oh no, this place is hopping.
Oh yeah,
every single day, and we, on average, we get about 1,000 people a day.
Yeah, about 1,000 visitors per day.
Amazing. Probably most people would have no idea, right? But this place is super busy. We have so much stuff going on, and I'd love for everybody out there to hear all about it and to come in and partake in all the great stuff that's happening here. So let's talk about some of the technology stuff that's happening, first and foremost. So we have Microsoft Excel Basics, which is great for your resume, great to know. And that's happening on Tuesday, February 7th. That's a part of our Tech Tuesdays that we do from 6 to 7:30. Get to know a little bit of everything about Microsoft Excel. Space is limited, so please make sure to register on our website. Now, talking about books and media and things like that, we do have a wonderful app called Libby. Mike, tell us a little bit about Libby. What is Libby?
So Libby is the app for the Overdrive service. Overdrive is an ebook platform. It's really the biggest ebook platform for libraries nowadays. They've got tens of thousands, probably hundreds of thousands at this point, different ebooks and e-audio books that you can borrow with the library card. And Libby/Overdrive is also statewide. So even if you are not a Shrewsbury patron, you can still make use of the Libby database to borrow ebooks. It works just like regular books. We buy a set number of licenses for different books. And as long as there's a license available, you can check that out to your e-reader, to your mobile device, your phone, anything like that with Libby. And then, then you can read that. Then after a set amount of time, once the loan has expired, it just will disappear off your device, so you don't have to worry about late fees or running out of time or anything like that. And we actually have our digital services librarian will be doing a class on if you want to familiarize yourself with Libby, because Overdrive is actually they used to have a different app that was just called Overdrive or the Overdrive Media Console. They are discontinuing that, and it's just going to be Libby going forward. So if you want to take some time to familiarize yourself with Libby, you can join Sierra, our digital services librarian, Tuesday, February 21st. From 5:30 to 6:30 at the library, and she'll just go through all the ins and outs on how to use that app, so you can make the most of your use of Libby in the library's ebook and e-audiobook collection.
Fantastic. Now, me being formerly in the video and AV world, one thing that might be interesting that a lot of people don't know about February is what some people would in the industry call the dump month, and what that means is. Not so much anymore because we have streaming services and things are a little different today, but typically in Hollywood, January and particularly February were the months where movie studios would push their low budget. Let's get these movies out of the way. We know they're not going to make a whole lot of money. It's not so much like that anymore. But let me tell you something. Here at the library, we have some great movie things going on this month. So starting off, yours truly right here is doing a movie club. It's every first Tuesday of the month. In this month of February, on February 7th at 7 o'clock p.m., we're going to be talking about The Lighthouse. That's with Willem Dafoe and Robert Pattinson. It's a movie, all right. It's something else. It's a trip, to say the least. Something that's definitely worth talking about because the movie leaves a lot to interpretation. So it's a great discussion movie, right? And that is going to be on Google Meet. So please sign up on our website, on our calendar, and you'll get a nice email with the link to not only the movie, but also the link to meet up on February 7th at 7 o'clock p.m. And you'll get to talk to me and several other folks about The Lighthouse. And again, we're going to be doing this every first Tuesday of the month. It's going to be a different movie. Who knows what we're going to be airing next time? It's going to be a great surprise. So please join us for that. And now, if you're not only just interested in looking at watching movies, you might be interested in making a movie. Of course, you don't have millions of dollars in a big Hollywood studio to do so. You might be on a shoestring budget. But guess what? We have an event talking all about that. Mike, tell us a little bit about that.
Sure. So on Thursday, February 23rd, from 7 to 8:30 p.m. at the library, we're going to be hosting Melodious Zach. That is his performer name, but Zach has done all kinds of different music and film-related things. We've had him before for music programs. He has a theatrically released film at the Lexington venue in Massachusetts. He also had I can't remember the name of it, but he had a show on like Australian TV for a while too, a kind of musical comedy show. He's a real multi-talented kind of guy, but he will be doing how to make a movie on a shoestring budget, sometimes called Movie Making 101. And he will be hosting that here at the library. It sounds really exciting. He's going to kind of go through all the ins and outs of financing and assembling an independent, low-budget movie. It should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm actually very interested in that myself. As somebody who's been in that industry, just to kind of see what he has to say.
Yeah.
So.
He's a very talented guy. I've talked with him a little bit before from his other programs. He's a really unique, kind of quirky character, and he's got some good ideas. So
fantastic.
If you're interested in a movie, you should definitely come.
Fantastic. All right. And then lastly, we are showing a couple of movies this month. February is our Friends Foreign Film Festival. And we have some really cool foreign films that we're going to be showing. Mike, tell us a little bit about those.
Sure. So the Friends Foreign Film Festival is something that we do pretty much every year, although actually we haven't done it for a couple of years because of the pandemic. This is the first year we're back.
It's back.
Back on the train. They do one movie every Sunday in February at 2 p.m. It's not always current movies. It's kind of running the gamut. But it's one of our more popular programs. This year we're doing February 5th will be Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. February 12th will be A Separation. February 19th will feature The Class. And February 26th will be The Footnote. All of these films are rated PG-13, and there's no registration required. You can just pop in and take a peek.
It's 2 o'clock. You can go across the street, get a late lunch.
Yeah.
Come in, sit down, enjoy yourself, watch a movie. Hey, what's better to do on a Sunday afternoon, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Do we ever serve popcorn at the...
We are going to be serving popcorn, actually.
Friends
are going to do that,
Do we have a popcorn machine?
We do have a
We
popcorn
do have
machine.
a popcorn machine.
No kidding.
But we will be serving maybe some kind of popcorn. Some kind of popcorn for the
all right.
foreign language film
Sounds
festival.
good to me.
Those big metal tins with the 3 types of popcorn in them.
Oh, hey. Oh, sign me up.
Yeah,
All right.
no, we do have a popcorn machine. They used it for a children's program recently, making popcorn.
Well,
Yes.
I've been here for 9 months, and I have yet to discover this. It must be hidden away in a closet somewhere.
It is. It's down in the sub closet in the
Young adult.
in the young adult room.
That's it. I'm going to put it in my office from now on. It's just going to run 24/7, you know?
The whole place will be smelling
Oh,
of butter.
yeah.
and-
You know, upstairs, right behind the reference desk, people are going to go, oh, hey, I'm going upstairs.
Exactly.
Yeah, sure. All right.
Yeah. And
Now-
who wants to watch the Super Bowl on February 12th? Because the Pats are not playing in
That's
that.
right.
So
Yeah.
please come to the library to
Absolutely.
watch the Foreign Film Festival.
What could be better? Now, listen, hey, sometimes maybe movies isn't your thing. Maybe you're a music person, right? We just talked a little bit about that, but hey, you know what's better than just listening to music? Listening to music live.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have a couple of awesome concerts coming up. Mike, tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so we've got two folk concerts. Andy and Judy will be performing Saturday, February 18th, and New Leaves will be on Saturday, February 25th. I didn't write it down, but I think they're both at 2:00.
Yeah.
It should be on our calendar though, if you want to take a look. New Leaves has been here a number of times before. They're a duo. They're very talented folks. Andy and Judy, had they been here in the past?
I think they have.
Yeah. But two good acts that we're familiar with. So come check it out.
Fantastic. And of course, we have to talk about some great kid and teen events that are happening here during February. And so, Mike, we have some. So we just did a little bit of a game, right? Well, guess what? We're going to have some trivia coming up. Mike, tell us a little bit about
Broadway
this
trivia. So
yeah.
Monday, February 6th at 6 p.m. is an all-ages Broadway/Hamilton trivia. Seems a little reductive, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot more to Broadway than just Hamilton. But,
Yeah.
we'll be able to test your knowledge of Broadway shows with a special round devoted just to Hamilton. That's for all ages. You can register your team. It should be a good time. We do trivia events pretty regularly here too.
And of course, this event does come with two of my favorite words combined: free pizza.
Oh, that's right.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's right.
Yeah. Can't go wrong with that. All right. And then secondly, now it's February, right? Valentine's Day is right around the corner. You know, you want to make something real special for your folks, your grandmother, or that very special someone. Tuesday, February 7th. Now, folks, that is a half day of school, so come one, come all, kids of all ages. We're going to be doing some Valentine's Day card making from 2 to 4. So get that creative cap on, come down and make some cards for your loved ones. And then also, hey, you know, so we're talking about closing today because it's snow early. You know, it's snowing. It's that time of the year, right? February, it's snowy. But hey, you know what? We want to have some nice warm thoughts. We want to think about summer. So we're going to do a little theme called Bring Back Summer on Tuesday, February 21st from 3 to 4. Ice cream, folks. Hey, if free pizza didn't do it for you, maybe the ice cream will, right? Kids of all ages while supplies last. Okay? Now then, if that wasn't enough for you, Wednesday, February 22nd at 4 p.m., we're going to be learning all about bugs in a STEM program with Professor Bugman.
You think that's his
Ooh.
real name, his or her real name?
If it's not, he better go down to the courthouse and get it changed, right? And then lastly, I'm sorry, registration is required for that. I mean, hey, Mr. Professor Bugman, that's going to be,
Those seats are going to go quick.
going to go real quick, right? Now, lastly, Thursday, February 23rd at 2 p.m., join the children's librarians for a special luau, right? It doesn't get any more summery than that, right? It's going to be cold outside, but it's going to be Hawaii in the library, all right? Summery games, activities, and crafts. Can't go wrong with that, right? And lastly, we have one more event. What do we have there, Mike?
That is on Thursday, February 23rd. It's going to be a teen program, Teen Watercolor Crayons with the Burncoat Arts and Wellness Center. That is registration required for that one, too.
Yeah, gotta love some watercolors, right? You know, it's so stressful out. You wanna
Exactly.
for
It's
these
a
teens.
low-key way.
It's a great way to de-stress, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'd say this has so far been a very successful numero uno episode of the Shrewsbury Public Library podcast.
The pilot.
The pilot, yeah. After this, we can maybe make 6 episodes and see how the ratings go from there. So, Priya, thank you so much for being our first guest on the show. I learned a ton about you today, and I'm sure hoping that all of our listeners also did and got to really enjoy this. Mike, thank you for being my co-host today on the show.
Hey, happy to be here.
All right, fantastic. Now, Before we get out of here, I do want to really thank Shrewsbury Media Connection for supplying our podcasting gear today. Shrewsbury Media Connection is a 501c3 nonprofit organization here in town, a local access community media where you can go in and you can borrow professional audio and video equipment to make media yourself. I've been involved there for about 20 years. Wonderful folks over there, and they supplied us with loaning us this podcast equipment today. If you're interested in doing any podcasting yourself or want to take out this equipment as well, go check them out, shrewsburymediaconnection.org. And by all means, please, everybody, come on down here to the library at 609 Main Street, right in the center of Shrewsbury. Give us a call, 508-841-8609. Check out our website at shrewsburypubliclibrary.org. And if you want to do emails too, feel free to give us a quick email on anything that you like at splreference@cwmars.org. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for listening. We'll catch you next time on the Shrewsbury Public Library podcast. This has been Dana.
This is Mike.
This is Priya.
All right, folks. See you next time.